else say. Before we even get into our main topic tonight,
What's up, Queen?
it's like two things that I want to ask you. All right, so before, like in the beginning of this, when we first started, I was talking about strip club food. Strip club food.
It's like oxymoron, right?
I know, but the show that I be watching, and if y'all know the show, please comment below if you know the show, even too, because you know we go live every single Thursday on Instagram. But if you want to interact with us while we record the show live, which we like way better anyway, we like the interaction. If you want to do that, follow us on Instagram, Sip and Discuss. And join us live. We're changing our time to 10 o'clock. We're going to be going from 10 to 11 every Thursday night. So, hook up, link up. A show about strippers. Maybe Boss Bells or Khalida knows it. It's a show about strippers. It's on the Black Network. It's some new network, like a streaming at Waka Flocka show is on there too. But it's a show about strippers. And it follows them around, and it's basically the strippers in Atlanta. And Gigi reminds me of Khalida too. Cause she's real tall and just like has that presence.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm here, and everybody comes around like, she is here.
So Gigi was like, everybody knows that strip clubs have the best food. So do you eat at strip? Cause I've never ate at a strip club. If you know me, you know I love going to strip clubs. I love strippers. I used to be a stripper. Not the Atlanta type stripper. I wasn't doing twirls. I don't even know how to twerk, y'all. But I like going to strip clubs, but I've seen where it says like, oh, you can buy, and I was just like, ew. And I don't know why. My mind, strip clubs and food, I just imagine everybody in the back butt naked and just like
right, yeah, you're sitting there thinking like I'm gonna eat a nice plate of food while I have this girl dropping like it's hot in front of me. And most of the time it's not like that. If you're eating, you're in a different section of the club, and the people that are looking at them drop like a hot, they're the one that's right there throwing on the money. Now, of course, you may have certain situations where that not be the case, but for most of the time, you don't have somebody dancing above your food while you're eating. You're in a whole different section. Yeah, that was kind of.
I'm sorry. We gonna cut that out on YouTube. We gonna clip that out. That's why it's so important for you to watch us live, because when you watch us live, you get all those little bloopers and shit in there.
Every moment, non-stop.
All right, so you do eat at the strip club?
Yes. And I've heard, before you even said that about the best food, I've heard that as well. So, it can't be, it gotta be some truth to it. Just fire.
Yeah, she said like some of the best food that she's had has come from like it be fine dining type.
Cause just think about it. If you're somewhere, what are the few things that's gonna make you leave? Eating is one of the things like, look, I'm hungry. We got to go. We got to go. I got to go get some eats. Like, we got all this alcohol, we got all this booty, but I'm hungry. That would derail a party quick, fast, and in a hurry. If you start getting grumbling, start going, especially if you've been smoking, you want to eat, and ain't nothing there to eat but but you got to pay for that. You know what I mean? You got to pay, never mind. So, yes, you definitely need to be able to eat. So, right, that was a whole other,
What? Alright, so we did another poll. We did a survey about, have you ever had to take care of your significant other, your partner, your lover after drinking? And the picture that I showed was the guy was inside of the bathroom, like they had one of those stand-up showers, and he was on the floor, and she was like taking care of him. Have you ever been in that situation, or have you ever had?
Not to that extent. I've had to, help them home, help them get in bed and get right and stuff, but not to the extent where, I have to be in the bathtub with you and getting, some of the chunks out and all that stuff. Not to that level, no.
Let me tell you something. If I ever, I'm a rider, I won't say guy,
I ride with you.
I ride with you, but they're not
hot ones.
Yeah, I'm not dying. But I'm a rider. But I think that would really turn me off if a guy, I had to like give a guy a shower after a night of drinking.
Oh yeah, that's a wrap.
Like, I'm not talking about like, or if he's sick or something like that. Like if he's
just
sick,
a regular throw up.
Yes, like I'm talking about like you can't hold your liquor. You a grown ass man, and I have to get you in the shower, or I have to clean. What?
That's what Boss Bells just said. White boy wasted.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I'm gonna get back to you with Boss Bell's comment. For those watching on YouTube, on our live, one of our listeners, he said, white boy wasted. We're gonna get back to that. But I feel like it's such a turn. I think it's such a turn off having to take care of a man who can't hold his alcohol. Like, I don't like really being around a man like that. I want to be around a man that I feel protected and safe with.
Right. How can he protect you if he's wasted? You know, you could be going somewhere else. Somebody else could take you home with it.
Or somebody else could be trying to talk. Like, he's just not going to be in his right mind. Now, has anyone ever had to do that for me? No. Not to that extent. Not to that extent where they had to, give me a shower. But I do believe that my ex-boyfriend had to, hold my hair when I was throwing up.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Marcia, my best friend, she recalls this one night. She said I was hung over the toilet and everything. Oh. And I was just like, that night could have never happened. Why? Because Michelle in a public restroom.
Oh, yeah, that's a no-go.
How did that
Just
happen?
snap right on up. Like, oh no, we'll be doing none of this madness. No, we got to go home. She may act a fool to get home.
Oh, I know somebody who just joined our live who's a drinker. Street, what's up, Street? Has a girl ever had to take care of you when you got wasted? He probably not gonna comment. Look, I think somebody just logged off. I think that.
Oh boy, I'm out of here. Everybody has that time, where, we had to make sure you ain't throw up on yourself.
Well, let me tell you what the poll results said.
What they said?
Our followers, 67% of y'all said, hell no, y'all not cleaning up after. So that goes back to our white boy wasted, because Boss Bells was like, and I hate to say this, shout out to all my white people, I love y'all, but white people drunk and black people drunk are two different things. And I know for a fact, one reason I know this for a fact is because I'm a full-time Uber driver. So, and I used to live...
Yes, from you.
Yes, I used to live in Atlanta, one of the biggest party places, a very diverse area mixed with black and white people. I have picked up intoxicated white people a lot and intoxicated black people a lot. And we are two different type of people when we get intoxicated. What do you think? How do you think black people act when they're intoxicated?
I say we're either gonna laugh a lot or we're gonna fight. Two things. Based off of my experiences, there's one of two things are gonna happen. We're gonna have a field day cracking jokes and whatnot, or don't let that one get drunk. Cause if he gets drunk, then we gotta get ready to fight.
Yeah, somebody step on his shoes.
Yep. Look at him the wrong way. Oh, sorry, that's that dude right there. We was looking for him for a minute. Don't even be the guy, but that's gonna be the guy tonight.
That's so bad because it's so fucking true. That's not the guy, but that's gonna be the guy tonight.
Right.
You're accurate with that one. You're accurate with that. I never really had a problem with black people when they get drunk and they get in my car. I've never had a black person throw up in my car. Nothing like that. I've had black people get in arguments with me because they want to fit 6 people in my car that can only sit 4 people.
Right.
They want to say that I'm taking my job too serious when they can't get in my car with an open container. Shit like that y'all do. Y'all do that when y'all be drunk. And y'all know that shit don't make sense when you sober. Right. And I know, and it be nice, classy look to black people. And I be sitting up there thinking, like, if you was sober, we wouldn't even be having this fucking conversation right now. Yep. Now, white people, when they get drunk, they are obnoxious. They do the weirdest, craziest stuff. What that comment say?
The white people don't think they have a threshold. They can just drink until the wine stops pouring.
Yes. And they always say, I'll drink you underneath the table. They be under the table. Literally underneath the table. What Khalida say?
They say, we can't move without the music. Got to have the music on. Turn the music on. Let me hook up my own phone.
Yes.
So we get the music popping.
Yes.
Then the music pop. Okay, now.
That's our.
Take us where we need to go.
That's our kid. These white young boys get in my car and they was intoxicated and they kept making bird sounds as loud as possible.
Yeah.
I said,
I thought you were about to say belch because they love to belch.
Bird sounds just to get on my nerves. I was like, y'all either have to stop making the bird sounds or y'all have to get out. Who does that? What grown person does that? White people get drunk and get naked.
Oh, they definitely do. They love.
They want to moon you. I've never been moved by a black person. If you've been moved by a drunk black person, leave a comment. Maybe I'm just missing out. But that's a white person thing. When they get drunk, they want to show you their private parts.
Yes.
They want to do the most craziest things. Another thing I realized, get a white person drunk and tell them they can't do something and you'll find out if they're racist or not. It's the truth. It's the truth. I have told white people that was intoxicated, they couldn't get in with, you black. I swear to you not, 2 minutes before it was, hi, how are you? Are you Michelle?
Right.
Are you Michelle? I'm just
totally
waiting.
Polite.
I'm just waiting for Bob.
Caring about you and everything.
Is this wrong that I'm saying this? I'm just waiting for Bob to come out.
Like Boss Bell says, piss them off and you see what they really think about. Yep.
Exactly.
100%.
I swear I've seen them go from day to night just like that. And I'm like, what? You're the same person? Now I'm a monkey?
Right. Yep.
Because you can't get in the car with an open container?
Oh, it's something trivial too.
What Boss Bell say?
They will give you money for no reason though. Yeah, they will.
Oh,
They got a pocket full of money. Here's $100. You get yours too? No, I didn't get one. Yeah, I got 100. Yeah, here's another one for you.
Oh my God, I hope my friend Jim doesn't watch this episode. Because Jim, my friend, he's like a real good friend right now. And he is a Caucasian Belle. And like a couple weeks ago, he won a big jackpot. And he was in the Hard Rock upstairs at one of the little restaurants. Not one of the big restaurants, like the upstairs eatery. He gave everybody in there a $100 bill.
Damn.
Every single person. He says
feeling so that night.
Yes, he says they love me in there. I said no.
Give me $100, I'm like, too. Yeah,
no shit. I mean, you're working there.
Yeah.
So moving right along, no disrespect to our white people. We love y'all. I tell y'all all the time we love y'all.
Yeah.
But y'all gotta recognize that there is cultural difference.
Definitely.
There are, like, we're the same, but we're different.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Life experiences sometimes make us, the same. We all got red blood running through us, so I think. You know what I mean? Like, we all are the same in that aspect, but then there's some huge differences. Your body, your choice. That's what we talk about tonight. Yes. So, but also with that, your body, your choice. How about not taking a bath?
There's a lot of Hollywood celebrities that don't believe.
That is a white thing.
Yeah, that's what my homeboy was saying.
That's a Caucasian.
They did a whole article on that. Like,
listen, this girl made a whole post because people were trying to say, no, that's only certain people. Like, no, when I was little, you will get a beating for not taking a bath.
Pretty much.
For not getting in the bath. Mom said,
you're not gonna do what? Boy,
you gotta take a bath in the nighttime and a shower in the daytime. You got to wash, period.
On a regular basis.
On a regular basis. So people was debating, it's your body, your choice, you know, but we do have to share we gotta share the space with some of y'all motherfuckers. So the girl was explaining that she was adopted. She's white and all her adopted sisters was black. And she was saying how they only had bath day, the day that they washed, on Sunday.
What?
No matter what you did, no matter what sports you played, you had to wash on Sunday. How dirty you got. Also, now get this.
Nasty flickers.
She said, and I got another one for y'all. She said, except in the summer. The summertime was an exception. So I'm thinking when she said that.
Meaning like.
Listen. So I'm thinking when she said summertime was an exception, I'm thinking she took her time. She's talking real nice, and so she said, well, summertime was an exception. I automatically think in my head, oh yeah, they gotta take more than get bathed more in the summer because now you're hot, you're sweating. No.
Guaranteed.
You didn't have.
Oh, it was optional.
To take a bath in the summer.
What?
Because you had swimming practice. So that was being in a pool was considered taking a bath.
Oh
now, you might say to yourself, that's only that family. No! They were the only biracial mixed type of family in that community. Everybody in that community was white. The kids she went to school with were white. Everybody was white. And guess what? They also had bath days.
I want to know, what is the explanation on having bath days instead of periodic baths every day?
I used to work for a white lady, and we used to have these conversations, and we got on skincare. And she asked me, what do I wash my face with? I said, I wash my face in the morning with this. She said, you only should be washing your face once a day. She said, because you're taking the natural oils out of
I've heard that before.
Your face. Our whole topic tonight is your body, your choice. What do you think about that? Like, you have to work with somebody. Do you feel as though, like, is that something can you be fresh and not take a bath?
Of course not. How could you?
You could be putting deodorant on.
Yeah, but that's those two spots. You know, wash your fingers, your hands, your legs. Yeah, you probably wash your feet too. But most of the time you take a bird bath, or you washing your feet too. Does that count as everything?
Oh, most people don't wash their feet either. I just literally had
Where you watching lately?
No, DJ Envy on the Breakfast Club just started washing his feet about 3 years ago.
Just?
Yes. Because his wife found out he don't wash his feet, and they had a whole conversation about how you're supposed to wash your feet. And I thought they had a whole topic about it on the Breakfast Club. There are people who do not wash their feet.
God.
There's someone that we personally know, I'm not going to out them. They don't wash their feet either. They just recently told me the reason they don't wash their feet is because the water automatically the water automatically trickles down to their feet. Let me tell you something. I can wash my whole entire body. If I don't wash my feet, I'ma still feel dirty, period. I have to wash my feet. I take so much pride in cleaning my feet and keeping my feet clean and pedicure and all of that type of stuff. Like, I feel uncomfortable when my feet is not clean.
See, that means, one, that you don't care about the people that you spend very, very close proximity with.
It's not that you don't care. That's because how you was raised. That's how you was raised.
Okay, I can understand that.
So if you was raised that way, it has nothing to do with whether you
You're right,
care
because that's
about
just a way of life.
That's
right.
just your way of life. It's not like you blatantly saying, I'm not gonna wash my feet because fuck that bitch.
Very true, very true. But you would think, I would think that, once you start growing up, 'cause especially it's real easy, especially being boys, being a boy when you're young, like, you ain't doing that. I'm going outside to play. I'm just whatever I can do to fast to get out the house, what I'm gonna do. If I have to do anything else that's gonna keep me from going outside, then I'm not gonna do it. That's how, as a kid, we think like that. So that's why your little brothers and your bell cousins always stay, because we just like ran outside. But then eventually,
my brother stood outside of the shower. But anyway, go ahead.
So, but then eventually you start to understand that people can smell you.
What age does that click?
I mean, for some people, like a little later. Some people it's much earlier. But the moment you have, I guess it's an experience. The moment you have somebody say, "Ew, you stink," or "Somebody stink," and you realize like, "Oh, it may be me because I didn't wash today." Then you have to start putting in things to counteract that. And say, "You know what? No, I'm never going to have that feeling again." Especially if somebody points the finger at you. They say, "Oh no, it's you stinking." And then they actually come up and smell you. So then after you go through something like that, that should be a red flag. Like, you know what? I'm not going through this no more.
I'm not ever going to do that shit.
Right. I'm going to ensure that I'm not the one that they're going to be pointing at. Yeah, you can smell me all day. It's going to be roses.
Boss Bell says it's a lot of people of color who don't bathe. They just put on hella cologne to cover up the funk. Little do they know it's enhancing it.
Right.
Yeah, that is something like I see with people that they'll put cologne on or perfume on top of them. So if you know someone who does take showers on a frequent basis, does take care of themselves, but you see that suddenly they stop doing those things, that's a sign of depression.
Yeah,
that's
a
sign
red flag,
yep, that's a red flag. So more on a serious note, if you do have someone in your life and all of a sudden you see their hygiene start declining.
Dramatically, yeah.
Yeah, dramatically. You see them not taking care of themselves the way they used to, getting their hair done, their clothes are looking raggedy, they're not washing their clothes like they used to. You might want to do a mental health check on them, because that is a huge sign of depression. It's the same if you come over to somebody's house and their house, they have a very clean house, and then you go to their house and it's extremely dirty. That's another telltale sign of them dealing with mental depression. Something is going on in their life where they no longer care about how they look, about how their things look, or anything like that.
And all you gotta do is just talk to them. You ain't gotta ask them, "Are you depressed?" Just talk to them. Just have a good conversation, and you can figure out, if there's something going on with that. Especially if they trust you, they've seen somebody that you can talk to. Just talk to them and let them open up. Listen. If they actually decide to start talking to you, just listen. Because if you're listening to them, you start to pick up like, yeah, there's something going on, and eventually they'll tell you everything that's going on.
Yeah, and sometimes that's what we need. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to start Sip and Discuss, so people can have conversations. And sometimes people don't even want to share what they're going through, but they want to hear other people share stuff, and it kind of lets them know that they're not the only ones alone, or they're not the only ones who think this way or feel this way. So sometimes it's true, just like asking somebody, "How are you doing?" but sincerely wanting to know how they're doing, or sharing with them, is there anything that you want to talk about, or this is what's going on in my life. Just open it up, because we walk around so much with so much going on inside of us. And I'm always that person to tell people, like, you can't hold things in. You have to let it go. You want to be strong. You don't know who to talk to. You can't talk to. You don't want nobody knowing your business. Even if you got to get a journal and write all that stuff out in a journal, you have to release. You have to get things out and let it out. Tonight's topic, your body, your choice. We done went from hygiene and people not taking baths. We did discuss that. If you missed anything, remember you can subscribe to our YouTube page and watch the full episode. It won't be the full episode because we edit a lot of stuff out because we be getting crazy. Basically, I want to tell y'all why I came up with this. I did a poll and 100% of you voted one way, which lets me know that y'all are our people. So the poll said, do you judge people that are not vaccinated? Are you judging them? Are you passing judgment on them? Now, everybody knows that Sip and Discuss is a safe place for Black and brown folks This is a non-judgment zone. We talk about all topics. No topic is off limits. And I pride myself in not judging anyone. So tonight we ask, do you judge people? Yes, you should get vaccinated, or your body, your choice. 100% of you voted your body, your choice, which is something that I wholeheartedly agree with. I do not believe in putting my beliefs, no matter what my beliefs are, on anyone. If you ask me what my beliefs are, if we're having a topic about my beliefs, I will share it, but I'm never having a conversation in the hopes that I can persuade someone to believe in what I believe in or to think the way that I think, because I don't believe that that's the way the world works. I just don't. You know, people gotta believe what they want to believe and come into things the way they want to. So it's like a big shout out to y'all. 100% of y'all believe that it's your body, your choice. I mean, if y'all believe that you need to be vaccinated, shout out to you too. No judgment here, no thing. My whole issue, and I'm gonna share my story and why I decided to talk about it, because I wasn't gonna talk about being vaccinated. I feel like we are being oversaturated with it. Is that the right way to say? Like we're
bombarded with stats and information.
Yeah, we're being bombarded with people get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. Like everywhere you go, they're talking about it. They're talking about COVID. And I kind of always wanted Sip and Discuss to be a place where we kind of like we touch on things, but here it's just like we talking about everything else, but really the normal of what everybody's talking about in the world. Like, come on, let's take a break. We got CNN for that. We got Fox News for that.
Yes.
Let's take a break. But, so over the weekend, I attended an event. And when I went, I had all intentions of actually, well, let me stop lying. I ain't have intentions of like really wearing my mask, because I've always been like not pro-mask. I'm kind of just like, whatever. I wore my mask because, of course, you had to wear your mask. I wore my mask out of respect for my parents, because I have older parents, and I wanted to make sure they were safe and they felt comfortable, even though they was out doing everything in the world. But I wanted, like, it was a time, like, for a straight year, I wouldn't even, like, I think, like, 8 months almost, I wouldn't even go to my mom's house. Like, I wouldn't even, when COVID first hit, like, I wouldn't even go to her house. And then when I did start coming back around them, I always had my mask on. So anyway, when I went to this event, I brought my mask, but I was like, I know that the mask thing has been, like, so lenient now.
Right.
So I was like, whatever it says on the door, that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
So when I get to the restaurant, they don't have fully vaccinated, you have to wear a mask. They don't have anything on their door about COVID, period.
Like, come on and spend that money.
Yeah, that's what it said. It's basically, nothing was on the door about COVID. So I was like, all right, I put my mask back in my pocketbook. I was like, because I don't fucking like wearing a fucking mask anyway. It's fucking annoying. So I went in there, the event that I went to, nobody had a mask on. Well, I'm a lie. Like 2 or 3 people I did see with a mask on. So I sit down and I start talking. I'm introduced to the people that are sitting at the table, and I start talking. I mean, this one lady, we really started talking because she started asking me what I do for a living, which I hate when people ask that question. Why? I know it's a question that you just bring up in conversation, but it's kind of fucking annoying.
Yeah, standardized questionnaire right there.
Yes, like it's kind of fucking annoying. It's like, how's the weather type of question. Like, I don't really.
How are the kids?
Yes, I don't want to talk about the kids. I don't.
Damn well you don't like kids.
Yes, don't want to talk about the kids. Don't want to talk about the fucking weather. Don't, like, we can talk. I don't know what we were supposed to talk about, but I just, that's why I don't go nowhere. But anyway, so then the next question was, are you vaccinated? And I just, like, people have been asking me that, and I gave my answer.
That's the new did you vote question.
Don't ask people that. Don't ask people how much money they make, and don't ask people do they vote. I was raised that none of that shit is your business.
Right.
I was raised old school. You do not ask somebody how much they make for a living, and you do not ask them if they voted, who they voted for.
Right.
Those are just.
Unless you want to fight.
Yes, and like I was raised that way. Like, you don't talk about religion, you don't talk about politics. Those are just like
100% facts.
Don't talk about that shit. So I've been asked, are you vaccinated a lot lately, and I'm like, I I always just answer no. I've lied like twice. Not gonna lie, I lie like twice.
You fucked that a couple times. But you gotta choose your battle. Sometimes it ain't even worth it.
Yeah, sometimes it ain't even worth it. So this how I was just like, and I regretted lying too, because afterwards I was like, I'm a fucking adult. Why the fuck am I lying?
Fuck these people.
Yes! Yes! That's what I be thinking in my head when somebody asks me if I'm vaccinated. I be sitting there thinking like, fuck you.
That's like when people say Merry Christmas. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about no Christmas.
You gotta use a Richie Blue and only Richie Blue.
Yes. But I was like, oh, Merry Christmas. Have a good one. But you get those some people that say, you'll say Happy Holidays. That's supposed to be the neutral way to sell them. Happy Holidays. No, I said Merry Christmas. Also, you want to fight too. Huh? That's what it is.
Yeah, people want to convince you anyway on what they believe. They can't wait for you to disagree.
Yes, they looking for it. Like I've been somebody all day
to tell you what I believe, so I can make you believe in this one conversation.
Right. That's why you didn't make your own YouTube channel, because you can say whatever the fuck you want all day long.
So the lady asked me, am I vaccinated? I said no. And she was like, you're not vaccinated and you're breathing on me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was supposed to breathe because I had a vaccination. My bad.
She said, you're not wearing a mask. I said, well, it didn't say that I had to, so I just didn't wear one. She was like, why aren't you vaccinated? I said, well, because, I know people that have gotten sick after they got vaccinated, which really I never planned on getting vaccinated anyway. But regardless. And I was just like, I was like, the way she was making such a big deal about it, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna sit over here. So I moved my seat. And then she starts touching my stuff and moving my stuff. And I said, if you're scared of me not being vaccinated, why are you touching my stuff?
Which makes so much sense. Like, why would you even touch something if you're that afraid?
Yes. Me personally, if you're that afraid, stay home. But, so I was just like, don't touch my stuff. Like, that doesn't even, she's like, well, I have hand sanitizer. And so then at that point, I just kind of I go into Michelle mode, little girl Michelle mode, where I start to shut down. And now I don't want to have a conversation with you because I'm done. And then I start thinking to myself, why did you even explain yourself? You're 40 years old. Why are you explaining yourself? Why do you feel the need that you have to explain your choice? Right. And then, she kept talking. And I said, well, I turned to her and I said, I believe that we all have the choice to our own choice. Right. And I don't judge people for getting vaccinated, and I don't judge people for not getting vaccinated. Because at the end of the day, you have to do what you are comfortable doing. Right. I cannot spit out a whole bunch of facts to you that I read on the internet that the CDC done told me this week and next week it done changed. I can't tell you what the FDA said. I can't, and then try to convince you on why you should or you should. That's not my job. Right. Because you have to feel comfortable enough. Yep. And if you don't,
you're an adult. You understand how to break down all the facts that you've been given, and you know how to make your own choice. Now, if you don't like that choice, then guess what? That's on you.
That's on you. Now, what got me to the point where I got irritated, because I still wasn't really irritated. I was just I was already sleepy. I wasn't irritated. I was just like, you gotta move. You gotta just stay away from her. So I put my mask on, and then, but people came to the table. She started announcing that I wasn't vaccinated.
You can't do that. Excuse, don't do that.
So I just stood up and excused myself and moved to a whole other table.
Let me leave before I flip this table.
I wasn't like that. It wasn't to the point where I was just still registering everything that was happening because this was a person that was older than me. And sometimes I feel like older people forget that yes, you're older than me. You're 60 or you're 70, but I'm a full adult. Right. I have to respect my elders, but my elders have to respect the fact that I am an adult who is allowed to make choices. I pay my own bills, I live in my own house, I drive my own car, and I don't ask no other adults for no assistance. Yeah. So for you to try to talk down to me, and act like you're chastising me because of a decision that my government so far says I have the choice to make, since we want to throw government in there so quickly.
And that's the most important part, is you're not breaking the law,
doing what you choose to do. Like if you choose not to do X, Y, Z, the government says you don't have to do X, Y, Z. Now things are starting to change where, you know, it made forces that, like, depending on what job you had, they're making government employees, like, you got money to get your vaccination. If you don't, you get your walking papers. New York, they was talking about, I don't know if they actually did it now, but talking about if you want to go anywhere in public, you got to have your vaccination card. And then on top of that, before you start, who are they to know that the vaccination card that the word people are presenting are even good ones, are even real ones?
I don't want to talk about that. Rick Sean says, yep, it's your choice. And if we don't get this under control here in the U.S., we will see something we never thought we'd see. Yep.
That's where it's going, unfortunately, because, you know, hysteria is starting to set in. People are, you know, going ballistic, you know, in both ways.
I think it's because, one, people need to stop watching so much news.
Oh, yeah, that's also true.
It's like, I go into this one person's house, I'm not going to put their business out there, and the news is on all day long. And it's like...
Just imagine the paranoia going on with that.
How can you listen? I don't have cable. I refuse to watch the news, period. My mother hates that. She says, if the world is about to blow up, you're not going to know. What am I going to do if it is? What? If I'm sitting at home and the news comes on and it says China's about to hit us and we about to blow up, what am I going to do?
You'd be better off for it anyway, not knowing that you're about to vaporize in about 30 minutes.
I might as well do whatever I was doing, sitting in my house, minding my business, and just blow up and not know I was doing.
Because when that happens, you ain't going to know what hit you anyway. You're going to be here 1 second, the next minute.
So, but I'm like, I always got y'all calling me. Just like when it was the riots, Chris called me and was like, are you home? And I was like, no, I'm driving home. And he was like, what?
You got here in these streets?
Yeah, he's like, what do you mean you driving home? He said, you don't know what's going on? I said, what's going on? He said, turn the music off. Listen.
They burning down Atlantic City.
Oh,
that's not even practical, because if you're not at home on your couch looking at the 6 o'clock news, yeah, you're not gonna know about that shit. And then what radio station that you listening to, especially most of them around here ain't from Atlantic City anyway, gonna be breaking news. Atlantic City's burned down, live from Philadelphia. Like, no, like, come on, let's be practical here.
So I don't watch the news, but I really believe that the news plays a big part in making us so scared and believing in whatever our government says. Like, you really will be living in... Remember that Boondocks episode where he watched BET all day for like...
Oh, yeah.
Like 24 hours and just watched...
Well, man, it was detached from reality after that.
Yes! It's the same thing with the news.
That
what do you think?
Cartoon, he was breaking down this shit.
Yes! What do you think will happen if you watch the news just all the time? You will eventually be scared to leave your damn house.
Next, you know what you have to do? You have to use the news as a scale, you know, like a measure stick. Okay, something's going on, and this is what you're telling me about said thing that's going on. But you should be able to fact check that by other sources as well. You know, go to other news sources, go to other people that's reporting on it, and see if you're getting the same intel from these group of people. Because we all know, or we should know, that all major news places, they have their own agenda. So whatever happening, they're putting their spin based off of their agenda on that event. So yeah, so something can happen, but you're gonna get a whole different viewpoint from these people as opposed to these people over here, and as these people over here, and then as opposed to a whole bunch of other group of people. So you gotta be able to get all these things in play and break down, and then you can fish for yourself which ones that you're gonna believe the narrative of what's happening. Specifically, America has been vaccinated, and so they want everybody else. They try and get to 80%. Like, I believe, if I read it correctly, Biden wants to get over 80% of America vaccinated.
Okay, so I don't really have any concrete reasons. I can probably honestly say I'm just not getting that shit.
What the fuck y'all do?
Yeah, first of all, I did, first really want to break it down, like, I'm not going to come on here and try to be all smart and intellectual about this shit and be like, I can say the FDA didn't approve it, but the FDA ain't approved half the drugs I put in my fucking body. Like the marijuana I smoke, I done popped pills before, I done did coke before. None of that shit was approved by the FDA.
Yeah, even regular shit, that's over-the-counter shit.
Wasn't approved by the FDA.
Yeah, a lot of supplements that we take
are approved by the FDA. So for me to get on here and want to sound all intellectual and be like, oh, I'm not getting it because the FDA didn't approve it, and it usually takes a year or a decade for them to approve vaccines like this anyway. I could say all that shit, but honestly, my reason for not getting it is I just don't fucking want it. I don't know what it's going to do to my body. It's just the same way as certain drugs I will not take. I will not do LSD. Not because I'm better than anybody, not because I'm somebody that don't do drugs, because I have done drugs. I'm very open about the life that I've lived. I've tried drugs before. That's just not something I personally want to put in my fucking body. I've heard people's experiences from LSD, from shrooms, from all of those things, and I don't want to trip out. That's not the type of high I want to have. I feel the same way with the vaccine. I don't know what my body gonna do. I don't know. I've heard people that they had heart problems afterwards. Yes, they had underlying conditions. For me personally, I just don't want to do it. And that's my choice. And I'm not belittling nobody or downing nobody who decides that they want to. Because you've made your decision, you've come up with your reasons on why you trust your government, why you trust this vaccine. Roll with it, stick with it. Just don't try to make me seem like I'm a bad person because I don't want to be a part of this experiment.
Right. And some people, they say, oh, like, you're just not a bad person, just stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you can't, like, cause people, once people believe what they believe in, like, there is no, debate after that point. You can say certain things and you can do certain things, but that's about it. Don't get mad, don't get all frustrated. You know what I mean? Even if that person, you don't want that person around, then cool, don't be around that person. But leave it at that. Don't go to all the belittling and name calling and stuff like that.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Everybody who hung out with us. On a serious note, everyone just be safe. Do what feels good to you. Because if you make a decision under pressure, under stress,
you gotta live with that decision.
But your body is going to react to that. That's a very real thing. Your body reacts to stress, and that's when your immune system and stuff breaks down. So if you're making decisions out of fear and out of being stressful, you're already putting yourself at a health risk because you're breaking down your immune system. So make decisions out of what feels good to you after you've done the research, after you've sat with it. Only you can make those decisions for yourself. Not the FDA, not CDC, not the government. Stop giving these people so much power over your life. Make those decisions on your own. Wash your hands. Wash your bodies. Wash your hands. Drink water, drink your lemon juice, your lime juice, get your vegetables, get you some sunlight, try to stay happy as possible, love each other.
Move around, get some exercise in.
Love each other, take care of each other. Peace, love, and light. We love you. We'll be back next Thursday, 10 p.m. Peace. Follow us on Instagram.